The Prime Minister of Britain is facing a rebellion, a revolt by members of his own party. They've decided to break ranks to oppose Boris Johnson's new COVID rules, new COVID measures. The rebellion could not have come at a worse time. A wave of scandals and setbacks has plagued 10 Downing Street. The Prime Minister is on a sticky wicket, taking what's being called a test for his survival. We'll discuss it in a bit. First, let's tell you about this Tory mutiny. At least 75 members of Boris Johnson's party, the Conservative Party, have decided to vote against his new COVID plan. It's a plan to impose strict measures to stop the Omicron variant from spreading further. The UK is bracing for what they're calling a tidal wave of Omicron. At least 250 people are in hospital with this variant, Omicron. One person has died, the first reported death ever due to the Omicron variant anywhere in the world. So the Prime Minister of Britain plans to reimpose a few restrictions. One is reintroducing work from home. 2, compulsory face masks in public places. 3, mandatory COVID passes for large venues. And 4, daily testing of people identified as a contact of any new cases. It sounds fair, even necessary given the surge and the UK's history. But some Conservative MPs say these steps are draconian and impractical. These MPs are against compulsory COVID passes or proofs of vaccination. They say such measures are not acceptable in a free society, that they deny unvaccinated people access to services and will be counterproductive in combating vaccine hesitancy. Some also say that Boris Johnson is whipping up this Omicron crisis to keep other political crises at bay. The British media says that around 75 Conservative MPs are set to revolt. 75. If these reports are true, then this would be the biggest revolt that the Boris Johnson government has ever faced. Bigger than the revolt by 55 Tories who voted against strengthening COVID restrictions in December last year. And like I said, the timing could not have been worse. It comes amid a tidal wave of setbacks and scandals for the Prime Minister. The first one is the Christmas party gate. Boris Johnson faces accusations of partying during last year's lockdown, of reveling after putting the rest of the country under restrictions, and then lying about it by denying that no such party took place. The Prime Minister confessed only when his former press secretary was caught on tape laughing and joking about a non-socially distanced wine and cheese party.
The Prime Minister, the government, spent the week telling the British public there was no party. All guidance was followed completely. Millions of people now think the Prime Minister was taking them for fools and that they were lied to. They're right, aren't they?
I apologise for the impression that has been given that staff in Downing Street take this less than seriously. I'm sickened myself and furious about that.
The second setback is the wallpaper gate. Boris Johnson has been accused of using party money to refurbish his apartment at 10 Downing Street. Last week, a report by the UK's Election Commission revealed that Boris Johnson lied about where that money came from and how much of it was spent on renovating his flat. The Conservative Party has been fined $23,000 for Boris Johnson's lies. The third controversy is regarding Afghanistan. A whistleblower from the UK's Foreign Office has raised this. Apparently, the Prime Minister personally intervened to enable an NGO to evacuate animals from Kabul at the expense of desperate Afghans. This controversial airlift is said to have been conducted on the orders of Boris Johnson. It has dented his credibility. He prioritized animals over humans.
Who authorised the prioritising of animals over people?
There was no prioritisation of animals over people.
Who took the decision then to evacuate animals over people?
There was no decision to evacuate animals over people.
How then did animals evacuate before some people?
So I'm not sure that's right in terms of timing. Nigel wanted to come in, but there was a charter flight arranged for animals. We helped enable that.
The fourth controversy revolves around allegations of sleaze. The Prime Minister reportedly tried protecting a Conservative MP who breached lobbying rules. The MP in question was Owen Paterson. He was accused of misusing his public office. He helped 2 private companies secure contracts. The Prime Minister has been accused of trying to hide his actions. When confronted in Parliament, Boris Johnson shot himself in the foot by accusing Labour MPs of doing the same. Listen to this.
But what I think everybody can see, Mr. Speaker, is that in a classic lawyerly way, the right honourable gentleman is now trying to prosecute others for exactly the course of action that he took himself. And what I think the nation wants to know, because his register is incomplete, who paid Mishcon de Rea and who paid the 25,000? Who's paying him for his...
Now, all these controversies, the Christmas party, the wallpaper, the Kabul evacuation, the sleaze raw, they've all led to a collapse of trust in Boris Johnson. And I'm not the one saying this. Surveys are. According to a recent poll, Boris Johnson's approval ratings have dropped to an all-time low. 64% of British citizens have an unfavourable opinion of their Prime Minister. This is the lowest level on record.
Arrest Boris Johnson! 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 Arrest Boris Johnson!
Well, there was a time when Boris Johnson was seen as an electoral wizard, a politician with an uncanny talent of winning over people against all odds. Today, his political star is dimming. His MPs are revolting, his approval ratings are sinking, and his troubles are multiplying by the day. This is perhaps Boris Johnson's biggest test of survival. And it's tough to say if he'll sail through this time. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.